Hey, you're wide receiver Khalil Shakir, right?
I sure am, kid. Here, go long.
Whoa! You're pretty good at football, man.
And you guys are pretty good at pizza.
Oh, sick. Dude.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Picasso's Pizza postgame show here on Trainwreck Sports and Pay the Bills podcast. That was 3 hours of football. That was something. The Bills were dominated on Sunday Night Football, losing to the Baltimore Ravens 35-10. And we're here to break it all down. Once again, presented by Picasso's Pizza. This game was a beatdown from the start. It was a beatdown from the start. The first drive of the game for the Bills, ending in a missed pass to Dalton Kincaid over the middle, which was tough. 4th and 2, Sean McDermott punts, so you knew, okay, here's the precedent Sean's setting with this game with a conservative 4th and 2 call, trusting the defense. All right, good field position, 13-yard line is what it is. Derrick Henry, 87-yard touchdown pass, or a touchdown run. And that was the story of the game. Right there was that play. It was just a beat down. It was a perfect play, perfectly executed game plan from the Ravens, and smashed them in the mouth from the beginning of this game. The Ravens, before we go through the drives in this game and kind of talk about the story of the game, let's look at the whole stats. The Ravens had 271 yards rushing to the Bills, 81 yards rushing. Passing was pretty even, 155 for the Bills, 156 for the Ravens. But so just the run game, man. Derrick Henry, 24 carries, 199 yards. What do you do with that? I mean, really, what do you do with that? Lamar adding 6 carries for 54 yards, so he was pretty effective. Justice Hill was the leading receiver for Baltimore, 6 for 78. Good game today. The Bills' leading receiver was Khalil Shakir, 4 for 62. The Bills couldn't get anything going running the ball or really get anything explosive going on. Let's check out some of the comments here. Easy. I was thinking this before I came on here for the post-game show, Chris. Thank you for the comment there on Facebook. This is going to be an easy post-game show. They sucked. Never played well. They've let up too many chunk plays, and like you said, against Henry here, definitely. Old Josh, just on the trick play, which we'll get to the trick play a little bit once we go talk about that turnover. Terrible play calling on both sides. I thought the defense, the second half, it's an easier job in the second half for them, but I thought they looked pretty good in the second half, made some adjustments. It was tough, though. It was tough. So we'll see what happens. I like to see the adjustments, and I thought they had the momentum, but the trick play was really tough to see. But let's get into it. Let's break down the drive-by-drive here in our post-game recap. As we said, the Bills punting on that drive, 87-yard touchdown. The Bills came down the next drive and had a nice little drive, ending with a field goal. Bass, 48-yarder, which you had to feel good about if you've been doubting Tyler Bass, but nothing explosive. Josh couldn't get passes 10 yards down the field. That was kind of dink and dunk. They got to a 3rd and 17 after a holding call on a deep after a deep incompletion to Keon Coleman, so nothing happened there, but good play by Bass. And then right down the field again for the Ravens on the next drive to take a 14-3 lead. Derrick Henry had another nice rush on this one. Lamar Jackson had an 18-yard rush. Smoot got the unnecessary roughness on this play. Just no answer on there. The Bills punted, another touchdown drive for the Ravens after that. I thought there was a big gain on this. Yeah, Henry for 27 down the right, a nice pass, a couple of big chunk plays to Justice Hill again. Another punt from the Bills, 2 punts to end the second half. There was a fumble from the Ravens in this game. Thought that was going to give the Bills a hope, but they punted after that drive. The only Bills touchdown of the second half was a Ty Johnson touchdown on the first drive of the time. Nice play to Khalil Shakir after Josh was scrambling to the right, and just a heave, really a Hail Mary heave to Shakir for 52 yards, setting up the Ty Johnson touchdown. He thought the Bills had some life after getting a stop, another one. 21-10, they're getting the ball back. Let's talk about the trick play. Let's do it. We got to get into it. In that moment, when this play happens, this fumble is 2nd and 7 at Baltimore. So you're in Baltimore territory at the 44-yard line. You had just run James Cook. It just doesn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me in the moment. You can call it hindsight. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter, man. It didn't make sense. Just run your offense. Let your quarterback be your quarterback. I don't know how that was fooling anybody. We knew it was coming. You could see it from a million miles away that Josh was going to get that on the reverse and try to fling it downfield. Now, that's where the reckless Josh Allen came in, because he still tried to get rid of it in a time where he should have just ate that, threw it away, slid down for a 3-yard loss on a sack, whatever it may be. That's what he should have done that play. But hindsight's 2020. It was a bad play call, a bad position to put them in when they were just turning the momentum and needed to play clean to get back into this game. It was a risk that they didn't need to take when they needed to be clean football for the entirety of the second half, and it started out that way with 2 stops and a touchdown. It is what it is, though. Derrick Henry had another big run the next drive for 25 yards. Lamar Jackson scored a touchdown, 28-10. This game was done after that. Another touchdown on the next drive after Bass missed a field goal to start the fourth quarter. I believe this was the play where they fumbled into the end zone and recovered it for a touchdown, because, of course, that was going to happen to the Bills tonight. And then the game ended pretty unceremoniously with some punts. Nothing else going on, really. Yeah, a lot of questions out of this game. The run defense, for sure. This is the first game that they really missed Terrell Bernard, Matt Milano, Taron Johnson, basically their 3 linebackers, because it was tough over the middle. It was tough. There was wide open, it felt like, a lot of times, the receivers, when the Ravens needed to throw the ball, wide receivers at wide open in the zone and everything else. Josh Allen today. Josh Allen, after the Bills lost the Ravens, they whipped our butt. Yeah. That's pretty much all you can say about that, man. They whooped their ass. And now you got a big game against another fellow 3-1 team, Houston, and their old buddy Stephon Diggs next week in a huge game. Josh Allen after the loss to the Ravens. Thank you, Alec Braxey, for posting these. They had a good pressure plan. They had more urgency than we did. They definitely had more urgency. It is what it is. Sometimes you get beat down. This is a good football team who was desperate. Ravens showed out. They're a dangerous team with Henry and Lamar, man, because you have to do 2 different things defensively to try to stop them. I don't think you can succeed at stopping both of them. The Bills kind of held Lamar in check tonight, all things considered, but couldn't stop Henry. It's like you got to pick your poison. But if they get behind, it's going to be easier too, right? Like, that's where we're at with this game. I don't have a lot more to say. It was just a beatdown, man. Benjamin Solak, per Next Gen Stats, is the 2nd worst Josh Allen game by success rate of his career. Ravens defense showed out, passing defense, but that rush defense was the best in the league, and the Bills are a rushing team. And they couldn't get going running the ball at all, and it affected everything they're going to do. So maybe teams start loading the box more against the Bills and dare them to beat them downfield, because that's what they did today. It's tough. The offense that looked foolproof didn't look so good against a good rush defense. What are their answers in the passing game, you know? What are their answers going to be in the passing game when they can't get to their run game and they're down? Shakir was good. Coleman was good late, I think. Thought he did really well. So some soul searching to do, for sure, for the offense. I think Brady had his first real bad game here as the offensive coordinator. This is only their 2nd loss since then. They've lost to the Chiefs and the Ravens. So, listen, before the season started, this is the game I picked, the first game I picked them to lose. I believe I had them going 4-2 in the first 6, and this is the first game I had them to lose. And I believe I had them losing to the Jets. Yes. Which we'll see. The Jets looked horrible today. If that helps. The Bills are still first place in the AFC East because of the Jets' loss to the Broncos, and the New England Patriots dropped to 1-3 today. The Dolphins can get to 2-2, but will still be behind the Bills. Bills, I believe, still have the best point differential in the NFL, or not the best, but a top 5 one. plus 39. Still best in the AFC. That's what I was getting to at 39. The Vikings have the best in the league. Saints second best in the league at 2-2. Bills have the third best point differential in the league after even getting blown out tonight. This is a team who's been awesome to start the year. They got boat raced by a team who was desperate today. That's what it comes down to. But they got to come back up and get up for this game against Houston because it's going to be a big game, emotional game for the whole week, hearing about everything. I think they can do it. This one's going to sting, though. National TV, Sunday Night Football after the hot start. Pouring cold water right on top of it. Lamar looked awesome tonight. Derrick Henry looked better. It is what it is. That's what happens in a battle of juggernauts. Sometimes you get punched in the mouth, but I'll ever take a 3-1 before the season started, no matter what. So no desperation for me. That'll do it for the Picasso's post-game show. We're going to get out of here quick. It's late. It was a beat down. We got our asses kicked. So I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my night before heading and getting ready for the Monday morning. No victory Monday this week. Tough. And I will see you all next weekend here for the Picasso's post-game show. I think that's the next time you'll see me on for Bills podcast. So have a good week, folks. Go Bills. Still believe in this team. 3-1, you take it before the season no matter what, guys. You know you would. So enjoy it. Enjoy your night. Go watch something funny. Get your mind off the Bills. Play some Xbox. And we'll be back next week against Houston. Big game. Big game in Houston next weekend. Have a good night, folks.